when starting the challenge, you may have promised to yourself that you're going to log in for 111 days straight, no excuses, and whenever you start slacking, you will just get back on track. I had such expectations of living my full potential, and then I went with Project Newborn, with the challenge, and it was good. 3 super successful weeks, and then it happened. Boom, a bad day. I don't want to over dramatize it, but such a bad day, when not knowing how to respond to a bad day, can literally make you fall back to square one. Maybe you've already experienced this. You have set a goal, you have built out a routine, whatever, you go after something, you have successful days, then you fall off for just one day, and already the next day, it's also demolished. And before you realize it, you're at the end of the week without having gotten done a lot, and you feel super guilty about yourself. You feel so bad that the next week you start again with a bad state of mind, and it drags itself throughout the next time period, which eventually makes you fall back to square one. Now, the reason that happens, I'm going to come to that in a second. But firstly, what I want to say and make clear to you is that such setbacks occur and they are natural. And it's not about not facing such setbacks. You will always have a bad day. There's always ups and downs. And you will also have a bad week. You will also have weeks where you don't get a lot done. And the art of living your potential isn't about not facing such setbacks. It's about learning how to respond to them. And this is what I want to share with you in this module. Most of the time, such setbacks happen because we don't keep up with the promises we have made towards ourselves. Maybe you have written down a to-do list and something happened that you didn't get everything done. So you write the tasks that you are supposed to get done today, you write a few to the next day, and next day is there, you procrastinate a bit and you don't get everything done again. And then it's the same game. But by the third day, you feel so guilty about yourself that you have been procrastinating and that all this work you didn't catch up with is on your plate now, and you know that you can't handle all of this today, but you still try and you don't manage to do it, and this loop starts. The main problem why this loop occurs is because you get in a bad state of mind once you don't keep up with your promises to yourself. You say to yourself, today I'm gonna do A, B, C, D, but you only get done A, B, and then you say you do C, D tomorrow, and you don't get done the last task again. This is how it happens, and it gets you in a bad state of mind. You feel undisciplined, unproductive. You feel like you're not really living your potential, because if you were to live your potential, you would just get done what needs to be done. And this is also the reason why the only goal from getting in such a situation is to get back in a good state of mind and being able to approach everything on from this present moment with a good state of mind. What I do every time I have such a bad day, and most of the times a bad day starts with a bad morning. So what do I do if I had a bad morning? If I didn't wake up when I was supposed to wake up, and now my entire routine is pushed back and I don't see how I would be able to go with my routine, I always remind myself of this analogy. You know how sometimes you pour yourself a cup or a glass of water, and then you spill some of the drink. You pour it and then you trip or something and you spill some of the drink. What I've never seen anyone do ever is just spilling the rest of the drink. But somehow this is what we do. We have a bad morning and then we think our entire day is ruined, even though that's obviously not true. You have had a bad morning, and the only goal you have from here is getting back in a good state of mind and approaching everything from this present moment on with a good state of mind. Sorry if you hear my son. Instead of trying to overload your next day or try to overload the rest of your day, actually take a moment to disconnect, to get back in a good state of mind through a meditation, through a mindful moment, through just closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, reminding yourself that you are calm, collected, and centered, and then get back to the work. If I had a few unsuccessful days, I don't start the next morning with waking up at 5 a.m. and going all in. No, what I do is I go to the gym, take some extra time for myself, be present, be connected, be mindful. I remind myself that, okay, I had such bad days, that is okay. From this present moment on, I'm gonna approach everything from a good state of mind again, and I get back to my work. Something I like to remind myself of also is that such setbacks are your opportunity to outwork others. Because such setbacks occur for everyone, and the moment you learn how to handle them and getting back on track quickly, at a point where some people even quit completely, this is what is gonna set you apart from your competition. And it's small opportunities to prove yourself that you are building your dream life. Once again, it's not about not facing such setbacks, it's about learning how to respond to them. And the way you want to respond to them is learning how to get back into a good state of mind quickly so you can come back to your tasks calm, collected, and centered, ready to do what needs to be done.